Go ahead. Don't worry. Remember.
Oh, okay.
And bam. Shot through the wall. The other person screaming.
Oh my God. Hey, what's up, you guys? I am the sister of the California gun owner, and this is actually my weapon for my home, for my own protection. I live alone and I'm a female. My brother's going to be teaching me how to go about using this correctly, and I'm a first-time gun owner, so I'm excited.
So this is her Taurus. It's a double single action weapon. So the first thing you want to do with this gun is just make sure it's safe. So different guns have different mag releases, but typically it's going to be on the left side of the gun. It's going to be a circle or a rectangle sometimes, but it's on the left side of most guns. Sometimes it's on both sides, and it's called an ambidextrous slide release. But as you can tell, this is not an ambidextrous slide release because on this side, there's no button. So the first thing you want to do, stay away from the trigger, stay away from the slide, release the bullets first. Press very firmly on the button.
Okay.
So you make sure that's out. And then this gun has a bit of a exposed barrel.
Gotcha.
When you cock it, most people cock overhand to pull back, but this gun is dangerous to do that because with the exposed barrel, the slide can actually bite your finger or the palm of your hand basically, and it's really painful. So for this particular gun with an exposed barrel, just like Berettas out there, you want to cock it from the serration at the front and give it a lot of strength and bring it back like that to make sure that you don't catch your hand in the exposed barrel slide, because I did that before and it left like a scar.
And it hurt you really bad?
Yeah, so
try that
out.
And see. Okay, let me make sure I'm holding it down.
Oh, before we do that, let me go ahead and throw this in there. So I'm gonna decock it. I'm gonna show you how to do that later. So the slide is in there, nothing is in the head, but we just want to go ahead and make it safe.
Okay, so tell me, how is my hand positioning when I'm holding it?
So whenever you grab onto the gun, you're gonna have a grip of 3 fingers around the base of the gun, like that, nice and tight, and then your index finger is gonna always touch firmly on the side of the gun,
and
so that when you hold it, it's nice and comfortable.
Okay, so let me make sure I'm keeping the gun facing downward and here. So that's a good hold.
This is a good hold, or you can keep it a little bit more straight, basically off of the slide that can slide back. But honestly, whenever it's off the trigger is fine.
Okay, so then to cock it, you said to hold it this way. Yeah,
but don't cock it yet because there's something in the mag well.
Okay.
So basically, always release the magazine before cocking it.
Before cocking.
Because if you cock it while there's something in the mag well, you will automatically be cycling a bullet into the chamber, and it's a live weapon.
And
right now, it's not live.
Okay, so when I want to release the mag, how do I do that?
So you're gonna look for the button right here on the side and click it. So this is the mag release button.
Okay, and then I can do that with my other hand, or do you guys?
So it's a big gun. This is a full-size gun. Some guns are compact, subcompact, but this is a full-size gun. So for people with small hands, say her hand is pretty small, you're gonna kind of rotate it slightly like that until you can reach it. Okay. My hand specifically is a little too small. I don't know if you guys can see that. My hand is too small really to reach it, so I have to rotate the gun slightly to go ahead and take that out.
Okay.
So basically a full-size gun, you just kind of have to rotate hands.
Okay, let me try.
You never really want, you can do it with your left hand. I mean, like if you have to, it's not improper gun etiquette, but it'll probably be
and then release.
Just like that. And it's really, once bullets are in there, it's heavy, it'll just fall right out.
Cool. Okay, so I know you said you wanted me to test cocking it. Let me actually.
Exactly. So now that this is out, we want to make sure, because you could have had this gun sitting down for a month, and you could have loaded it. And we want to make sure nothing is in there. So you're 100% sure nothing's in there, but you still need to make sure, cock it, and if something is in there, the bullet will fly out and eject.
Okay, so you said this hand and then push back strongly.
Yeah, push back nice and strongly all the way. It's a tight pull.
Can I do it this way?
Yeah, whatever works. Yep, there you go.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so when it gets to the back, it's easier. So you just need to keep that firm press all the way back, and once you get there, you can kind of just relax your finger in position. So try again, let me see.
Okay, so this is firm from here?
There you go.
Double check it.
And check it, boom.
Okay, cool.
Now, on this, there's also a slide lock right here. The second step that you do after cocking this is pushing up on that slide lock. Did you notice how that slightly went up, ever so slightly?
Oh yeah, okay. And that will keep it open.
And it'll keep it open.
Okay.
And the weight of this is not going anywhere until you drop
Release
it down.
that.
And now it's cocked and ready to fire. And there's nothing inside, as we
Okay,
just checked.
let me try that again. So I'm making sure I'm holding it safely.
Yep,
Firm pressure.
yep. There you go.
And then I can just slide this. Ooh.
If it drops, it's fine. Yeah,
Oh.
it's fine if it drops. But the main thing is to get that all the way to the back. Once you feel it hit the back, push it up and then let go.
Okay, let's try this again. I'm a girl, guys.
There you go, there you
My
go.
strength is a little.
No, and hold it up and then let go. Keep that held and then let go. Boom.
Oh, okay, so I gotta leave that held. Okay.
And now like 5
it's-
pounds of pressure is just held. There's nothing that could like really, maybe if you drop it against the floor, it'll slam shut, but nothing can fire. It's open. You can check it. You've checked that it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
The gun is empty. It's safe. You want to keep the bullets away. Say you're cleaning it or you're doing something with the gun. You want to put your bullets maybe in your bedroom or something and keep this shell of a gun. You check it every once in a while. You can look into the lights and you know that you have a safe, empty gun. Just like that.
Cool.
All right, so go ahead and drop it. Drop the slide on it.
Okay. I'm a little nervous about this, guys.
Yeah, keep that same grip on it. And
Oh,
then bam, just like that.
okay.
And there you go. So now the hammer is cocked back. How do we decock it? All right, say I cocked it, it's loaded. All I gotta do is pull the trigger and it'll go flying through this window. The correct way is to push down firmly on the same safety downward. And then I'll go ahead and drop the hammer. But if you notice, the hammer doesn't go all the way down to contact with the pin that fires the bullet.
Okay.
So now it's properly decocked and you don't have to worry about the hammer dropping, basically. If I cock it, you can always decock it.
Got you.
Go ahead, cock the gun, and then
Okay.
decock it.
So I can just, I can do this with my thumb.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the same thing
So
is
cock
it's a
the
really
gun.
big gun, so you might have to
Right, with my
shift in
little
your
tiny
hand.
hands.
The
Okay.
same thing with mine, but at some point you'll be able to just cock it back like
Cock
a
it.
cowboy.
And then decock is.
Press down firmly. There you go.
Got you.
Now
Okay.
cock it again.
Cock it again.
There you go. Switch the safety up, and the safety is this little piece right there.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then the safety,
boom.
is now on.
Now aim it in like a safe direction and pull the trigger.
Aim it in a safe direction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then pull the trigger.
Okay.
Do it again, really tightly. Like you really want to shoot it. See? Okay, boom.
Yeah, I can feel that it's.
The safety is not going to let you fire. Now, click it on and then aim in the safe direction and pull the trigger.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Go ahead, don't worry, remember.
Ooh, okay.
And bam.
I heard
Shot through the
that.
wall, the other person's
Oh
screaming.
my God.
There's carnage happening, there's crazy shit. So,
Okay.
always want to make sure this is out, and then you can go around and play with stuff like this. Because what you want to do is dry fire at the house, so when you're shooting at the range, you're not like that. And then when the bullet actually does fly, you shoot through the roof, you shoot somebody's lane, shoot through somebody's lane. So you want to get kind of used to getting used to firing the gun nice and smoothly without
Without any hesitation.
without
or-
any hesitation or fear for basically the gun accidentally going off. Because again, if you're scared of it, you check it again. Like, okay, this thing.
Yeah, let me double check.
This thing, like, it might. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Okay. I could go ahead and pull the trigger. There's nothing there. Which is why everybody who owns the gun will say, take your magazine and put it in the other room, so your mind is disconnected from it. And every time you look at it, you know that that
It's
magazine
not
is in the other
accidental.
room. Exactly,
Right.
because people's brains are stupid. You'll actually shoot the gun and be like, wow, I thought I would never do that. So it's a good practice to keep. Take bullets out. We're doing it slightly wrong because this should be in another room. So I'm gonna go ahead.
This is for educational purposes only.
You know, so basically it's in another room. You're safe. All right. So the last part.
Yes.
So you
So
know
what
how
is
to
my
grip the gun properly,
Proper
right?
form, yeah, for holding my weapon. If in fact I did need to use it at some point.
Exactly. So you want to take the gun, you grip the gun. That's just you holding it. This is not you actually taking a stance to shoot it. 3 fingers around the base, index finger pointing. Now when you're about to shoot, you would either crank it back or cock it back. I like to cock it because, you know, cowboys. You want to hold the original grip and then overlap your finger with your other 3 fingers. So basically it'll go into this groove of fingers like that. So basically when the gun blows back,
I have like extra support.
yeah, basically any piece of plastic or metal that is showing on this gun. So if I were to like hold it like this, for example, or like say I were to hold it and there's like some of the plastic showing, it's gonna blow back in that area. So you wanna have every piece of this gun firmly covered.
Okay, let me see.
I didn't hold it up, so.
No, so this is my safety position.
Yeah, basically.
So now I'm gonna take these 3.
Yep, and lock them in between your hand. Basically as if you would connect your little finger grooves together like that. You wanna connect them in like this.
Okay.
So when you're holding it, there's no space in between.
So like this.
Exactly. You don't want to lock them.
Don't lock them.
You want them to be
Like in the
on
grooves
top
like
of
this.
each other,
Tell me how this
tightly.
looks
So it's
right.
almost, they might look like you're locking them, but you're really actually just tightly holding them, yes.
Okay, so like that.
So you want to keep this off before you're about to shoot. You're not shooting yet, right?
Oh, so
but you're in
make sure
shooting
my
position.
positioning. Okay.
So when you know when this blows back, there's no plastic showing, so it's going to go back right into her chest.
Okay.
So when you're about to shoot, so aim like toward the wall or something, you extend your arms forward and you kind of push your body posture into it, just like that. Not bent over so where you're gonna like be crippled, but basically you're pushing into it, like you're fighting against that force that's about to like push you. The gun's literally about to do that. So imagine somebody's just gonna push you a little violently,
Right.
and you're
So
gonna
I'm
want to
just
fight against
getting
that.
my stance.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you're aiming.
So now put my hand on the trigger.
And then once you're sure, see this little space right here, you want that closed.
Close that. Okay.
Oh, this space, it'll blow back that way because that little bit of plastic, that's where all the energy is gonna pop out. So you're gonna blow back and you're gonna fuck your shots up on your follow-up. So you wanna cover this,
Okay.
you wanna cover that, boom. And then you acquire the target and then you put your finger on the trigger and fire.
Okay.
So before you fire, you're supposed to pull the trigger all the way back until you feel resistance. So right now it's fully cocked,
Okay.
so there will be no resistance until you hit what they call the trigger wall. So aim at the wall and pull, there will be no resistance until you feel a little bit and then stop.
I feel a little bit.
So, and then hold it there. You don't let go. You pull until you feel the resistance and you hold it there.
Okay.
That's the final step before shooting. So once you feel the resistance, you know that the next little millimeter of movement is gonna be the bang. It's called the trigger break. You're breaking that trigger tension.
Okay.
So when you're holding somebody at gunpoint and you're really about to shoot them, that's basically where you're gonna be at. You're gonna be at your trigger wall until I'm hold the fuck up, freeze, you're at your trigger wall, I will kill you if you move. That's where you're gonna be right before you shoot, and then pull the trigger. Just like that. What that does is it'll keep your shots as on target as possible. When you take it all the way to the trigger wall and you hold it there and then you pull the trigger, it'll give you more precise shots. Now, if you were to cock it and just pull the trigger all at once and then leave it, don't pull to the wall and just pull it all at once. Do you see how your hand just did that?
Yeah, it was a little shaky.
Exactly. So pull it to the wall this time, hold it,
Mm-hmm.
take a deep breath, and then basically exhale and then stop breathing at some point, and then pull the trigger. You notice how there's like no movement.
Jerking, no movement.
The small difference between that small jerking movement compared to that straight movement will make your bullet go like 4 foot off, 5 feet off, or actually on target. The little wiggle can make your bullet go like 5 feet off in the wrong direction if you're like in a tense situation and your hand is shaking. So basically, number one is obviously safety. You don't want to flag anybody. You want to go around people.
And when you say safety, you're referring to how I'm always holding it and how I handle it.
Exactly.
Safety always first.
So it's like safety is basically when you pick this gun up, you're always thinking about who's around you. Safety in the aspect of yourself and others.
Okay.
Who can this kill? There's people at the gym downstairs. There's people next door. There's people above us. Where am I gonna do if this were to go off? What would I do if I were to shoot this inside? You're always thinking about that so that there's no mistake that can happen, you know? There's always, she's here, I'm going around. And obviously we're not gonna be handling a gun indoors that much, but whenever you're touching it, you wanna be thinking of safety. Number two is obviously grip. You wanna know how to pick the gun up. So you're not grabbing it with your finger on the trigger. Like you're not grabbing it like that, you're grabbing it and grabbing the whole base of the gun. You're not going anywhere within the gun.
Okay, let me try that again. Grabbing
Right?
it.
And say your hands are small, right? It's a big ass gun. Put it back down. You don't have to grab it. You want to grab it by the whole gun. But if you can't, you can grab it like this. It's perfectly fine. And then, you know, put it in your hand properly. You grab it like this, you know, around the trigger guard. But mainly you just want to stay around and away from the trigger
The
itself.
base.
Flat hands. Flat hands to grab the gun.
Okay.
Always
Flat
a flat
hand.
hand, you can't go wrong.
Flat
You know what I
hand,
mean?
3, and then a little above.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're going around it. So your hand wants to be like, you know, just grab this real quick. About to go to work, you know, grab this. You know, you're good. My finger's always away from it. No matter what I'm doing, I'm kind of just away from it.
Okay.
And number 3 is, you know, firing stance. But that we're gonna get more into the firing stance when we get to the actual gun range. You don't want to, you know, be dry firing too much inside.
And this will be the first time me actually testing it, so I'm excited to do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much it. Hold the gun up for them real quick. Show
Sure.
your newfound gun holding
Protection.
skills. You know.
Hold the gun up, and I know obviously it's not loaded, so I wouldn't be aiming it upward if there was something in here, but yeah, and that is my Taurus.
Fuck yeah, people.
Thanks
Stay
for
tuned for
showing
another
me.
one. We're gonna be at the range soon.
And subscribe.